In the last video, we have seen HDFC's top hybrid mutual fund, and in this video, we are going to cover HDFC's Flexicap and ELSS tax saver fund. So what are benefits of ELSS tax saver fund? Shortest lock-in period of 3 years, potentially higher returns than PPF and bank FDs, tax savings of 1.5 lakhs under section 80C, better post-tax returns, and investing is really hassle-free and convenient. So let's see these two mutual funds from HDFC. HDFC Flexicap Fund. This is a Flexicap category fund which has an AUM of 29,749 crores. It was launched on 1st of January 2013. The expense ratio is 0.83%. If you exit from this particular fund in 365 days, you will have to pay 1% exit load. The minimum SIP with which you can start in this fund is rupees 100 and the minimum lump sum is just rupees 100. There is no lock-in period in this particular fund. If you see, then this particular fund is good for long-term horizon with a benchmark of Nifty 500 TRI. If you see the Flexicap fund portfolio details, then it holds 53 number of stocks in the portfolio with 91.84% in equity, 0.00% in debt and 8.16% in others, which includes cash. If you see the allocation by market cap, then this fund is investing 78.0% in large cap, 8.08% in mid cap and 5.76% in small cap. If you see the allocation by sector, then this fund is investing 33.65% in financial sector, 11.22% in technology sector and 10.88% in energy sector. If you see the allocation by stock holdings, then this fund is investing 8.69% in ICICI Bank, 7.13% in SBI, 5.7% in Infosys and 5.4% in HDFC. If you see the standard deviation, then this is highly volatile. Beta is also highly volatile. But if you see the Sharpe ratio and alpha, they give very good better risk adjusted returns. That means both are very good. Yeah, so these particular fund are putting good efforts to generate returns for their investors. If you see the portfolio turnover, it is also less frequent. That means the fund managers of this particular fund are taking care that they are keeping the funds the stocks basically or the instruments which they are purchasing for a longer period so that they won't have any extra charges on the fund. Okay. If you see the downside protection, then this particular fund has performed really very good. If you see 1 month period, 3 months, 6 months YTD and 1 year, in YTD especially and 1 year, in YTD where the fund has fallen minus 0.18%, HDFC has given 15.43% return. Whereas in the 1 year period where category is minus 2.70%, this fund has given 12.86% return, which is a very good sign. That is, the downside protection is very good in this particular fund for investors. If you see the 1 year return, then it has given 12.86% return, 21.07% in 3 years, 13.10% in 5 years, and since inception, if you see, then it has given 15.35%. Now imagine that you would have been doing SIP of 10k for 5 years with a step up of 10% in this particular fund. Then your fund today after 5 years would have been 10.40 lakh with a gain of 3.07 lakh and the annualized return would have been 19.39%. If you see EPF, it is only 8.5%, PPF 7.10, bank FD 6, gold 6 and savings is just 5%. Now in this particular fund, if you put your money for 4.9 years, if you keep it there for 4.9 years, then it will double. It will become 4x in 8.9 years and it will become 5x in 8.11 years. Whereas others are taking much more time, like FD is getting 5 times in 27.7 years, gold in 20.2 and Nifty in 10.10 years. Now just imagine that this particular fund is giving us 15% for the next 30 years. Let's assume that this is continuing to give 15% for the next 30 years. Then in 30 years, your investment amount is going to be 36 lakhs. Your total estimated returns could be 6.64 crores and the total amount including your investment amount plus estimated returns would be nearly 7 crores. So this was regarding HDFC Flexicap fund. The second fund is HDFC Tax Saver Fund. This is basically an ELSS category fund with an AUM of 9,594 crores. It was launched on 1st of January 2013. Expense ratio is 1.25%. There is no exit load in this fund and the minimum SIP with which you can invest in this fund is rupees 500 as well as the minimum lump sum is also 500. Yes, there is a lock-in in this particular fund for 3 years and not only in this fund, every tax saver fund from any AMC would have this particular lock-in of 3 years. Okay. This particular fund is good for medium term horizon guys who wants to invest in this particular fund for medium term, that is 3 to 5 years. Okay, this particular fund is following a benchmark of Nifty 500 TRI. If you see the HDFC tax saver fund portfolio, then this particular fund holds 36 number of stock in the portfolio with 95.67% in equity, debt 0% and 4.33% in others. If you see the allocation by market cap, then this particular fund is investing 86.6% in large cap, 6.1% in mid cap and 2.97% in small cap. If you see the allocation by sector, then this is investing 32% in financial sector, 11.18% in automobile sector and 10.38% in technology sector. Now if you see the allocation by stock holding, then this fund is investing 9.88% in ICICI, 8.89% in HDFC, 6.25% in Airtel and 6.08% in SBI. If you see the standard deviation, this is highly volatile. If you see the beta, it is again very highly volatile. If you see the Sharpe ratio, it gives poor risk-adjusted returns, and if you see the alpha, it is again poor risk-adjusted returns. The only good thing particular in this particular fund is that it has a less frequent portfolio turnover. That means the managers of this particular fund are not changing the stock very frequently. If you see the downside protection, then this particular fund has given very good downside protection. See the 1 month period, 3 months, 6 months, YTD 1 year. There is no red mark. Nothing has gone negative. So this is a very good sign for the investors who have been investing in this particular fund. Now if you see the 1 year return, it is 9.54%, 3 years 18.07%, 5 years 9.27%, and since inception this particular fund has delivered 13.53%. Now if you would have done a monthly SIP of 10k for 5 years with a step up of just 10%, then in that scenario your fund today would have been 9.93 lakhs with a gain of 2.60 lakh, and your annualized return would have been 15.99% against EPF of 8.50, PPF of 7.10%, bank FD of 6.0, gold of 6.0% and savings of 5%. This particular fund multiplies, that is it becomes 2x in 3 years, 4x in 3.10 years and 5x in 8.7 years, whereas others takes more time than this. Now just imagine or assume that this particular fund is going to give 13% for the next 30 years and you are investing in this fund for next 30 years. Then in that scenario your total investment is going to be 36 lakhs. Your estimated returns could be 4.06 crore and the total including the estimated returns plus invested amount would be 4.42 crores. So this was regarding HDFC tax saver fund. Thanks for watching. Please remember, mutual fund investment are subject to market risk. So please read all your documents related to mutual funds carefully before making any investment. Please note that this video was made only for education purpose and not recommendation to buy any of the mutual fund mentioned in the video. Please consult your mutual fund distributor before making any investment in any of the mutual fund. The next video is going to be on ICICI top equity funds, which will include ICICI Prudential Small Cap Fund, ICICI Prudential Technology Fund and ICICI Prudential Infrastructure Fund. Please comment and let us know how did you like our video. Also, if you are new to our channel, then please consider subscribing and hit the bell button next to it to get all the future notifications. See you in the next video. Till then, take care.